Hello all. Today we are going to understand k-mean clustering algorithm. Clustering is particularly that kind of arrangement of the data wherein we try to segregate the given data into number of subgroups, and each group is having their own unique property which is different from the other group. There are various algorithms available for clustering. Out of that, k-mean is widely used, and it is specially used for unsupervised learning algorithms. So k-mean clustering is one of the simplest and popular unsupervised machine learning algorithm. Unsupervised machine learning means we don't know the label of the outcome. K-mean algorithm is an iterative algorithm that tries to partition the dataset into k predefined distinct non-overlapping subgroups where each data point belongs to only one group. So lots of information is there in this definition. K-mean algorithm is iterative. We have to repeat the same process for all the data points, which tries to partition the dataset into k predefined distinct non-overlapping subgroups. Means we are separating that dataset into number of subgroups, and that subgroups consist of data points, and each data point is for one group. So over here you can see the procedure which we need to follow to apply this k-mean algorithm. For creating the cluster, specify number of clusters k. So if we had given 1000 data entries, so at the start itself we have to define how many clusters we want, whether it is 2, 4, 5, 6, etc. Initialize centroids by first shuffling the dataset and then randomly selecting k data points for the centroids without replacement. So if we are having 1000 entries, reshuffle all datasets and randomly select the k data points. If we have considered we want to create 5 clusters in for that 1000 entries, we will select initially 5 data points from the given dataset by reshuffling it. Keep iterating until there is no change to the centroids. Compute the sum of square distance between the data points and all centroids. Over here we need to calculate this square distance. Here we are going to use Euclidean distance formula for the distance calculation. Assign each data point to the closest cluster. Compute the centroid for the clusters by taking the average of the all points that belongs to each cluster. Don't worry about these steps, we'll do it one by one. So let's assume that instead of 1000 entries, because here we have to do these analysis manually, I have taken only 7 data entries with x and y coordinates, and we have to apply k-mean clustering for these data points. What we want exactly, we want to find out the cluster from these 7 data points, so that the clusters are having certain data points which are unique in themselves. So how to apply that steps which we saw earlier, we'll do it one by one. The first step which we saw is specify number of clusters k. So we are going to assume that we need 2 clusters for that 7 entry points. The second step is initialize centroids by first shuffling the data set and then randomly selecting k data points. Here we are considering the serial number 1 and serial number 4 entry points as our initial centroids. So cluster K1 consists of these entry for serial number 1, and cluster 2 is starting with serial coordinates 5 and 7. These are our initial coordinates. Why we have taken only 2 clusters? Because we assumed k equals to 2. If k equals to 3, we have to consider randomly 3 data points. Okay, moving ahead. The next step is calculating the Euclidean distance. So Euclidean distance is what? In mathematics, the Euclidean distance or Euclidean metric is the ordinary straight line distance between 2 points. So in space. So suppose these are the 2 points and we want to find out the distance in space d. We have this formula. Now what we will do, we'll try to find out that Euclidean distance for data point 2, which is 1.5 and 2. You can see the data point 2 because we have considered serial number 1 and serial number 4 as our starting centroids for cluster 1 and cluster 2. So moving ahead, for data point 2 we will try to find out Euclidean distance of this point with respect to K1, cluster K1 and cluster K2. So D of data point 2 with respect to cluster K1. What is that Euclidean distance? We have this formula, square root of 1.5, which is observed value, minus 1. This chart is indicating our initial centroids K1 for K1 and K2 respectively. So 1.5 observed value minus corresponding centroid value. So 1 bracket square plus 2, 2 minus corresponding centroid value 1. So doing this calculation we reached 1.11. Similarly, for this distance of data point 2 from K2 centroid. K2 centroid is 5 7. Putting the values we got 6.10. So the distance of this data point 2 is closer to K1 centroid than K2. So what we can do, we can say that this point is close enough to cluster centroid K1 than cluster centroid K2. In terms of Euclidean distance, we can write down like this: data set 1.52, K1 1.11, K2 6.10. And what we will do, we will assign this data point for to the cluster K1 because K1 is smaller than K2. Correct. The next step is we have to update now the cluster centroid because cluster K1 now consists of 2 points. This first point 1 1 and second point 1.5 2.0. So its centroid is going to be changed. So that updated centroid we have to consider for further operation. Therefore, for cluster K1 we are going to update our centroid by taking the arithmetic mean 1 plus 1.5, initial 1, and this new x coordinate 1.5 divided by 2 becomes 1.25. Similarly, this one initial centroid point plus y coordinate of data point divided by 2 equals to 1.5, and K2 will remain same because there is no change in K2 so far. Next, same process. Now as we know k-mean is iterative process, we have to do this exercise for all the data points. Take that data point, check its distance from K1 and K2 and feed that particular data point uh, in the cluster K1 or K2 for which the distance is closer. So what is our next step? Here we have considered our cluster K1 and K2 where K1 is with updated centroid. Now we have to calculate the Euclidean distance of data set which is point 3 with respect to K1 first and then with respect to K2. Applying the Euclidean distance formula, 3 minus 1.25 bracket square plus 4 minus 1.5 bracket square and its square root resulted 3.05. Similarly, for this data point 3 we have to find out its Euclidean distance from K2. So 3 minus 5 bracket square plus 4 minus 7 bracket square 3.60. So for this data set point 3, K1 is smaller than K2. Again this point is close to centroid of K1. Therefore we will assign it to the cluster K1. What is our next step? We have to update our cluster K1 centroid. Why K1? Because we have assigned this data point 3 to the cluster K1. K2 will remain same. So how we are going to update this K1? Initially it was 1.25 plus these 3 divided by 2, then 1.5 plus 4 divided by 2. So whatever resulted values are there, that are our updated cluster centroid. Using these values we have to find out the next data point 4 and its Euclidean distance. So calculating Euclidean distance of dataset point 4, which is 5 7 with respect to K1 K2, we are using these updated K1 K2 values from here: 2.125, 2.75, 50, 57. So over here, so what is our step over here? Use Euclidean distance formula, point 4 and its distance with respect to K1. So 5 minus 2.125 bracket square plus 7 minus 2.75 bracket square. Similarly, for the distance of this point 4 with respect to centroid of K2, we calculate it. So it becomes 0, and 0 is less than 5.131. Therefore, we will assign this data set point 4 to the cluster K2. As we have assigned this point to the K2, we have to update the cluster centroid 5 7 accordingly, keeping K1 centroid same. So K1 centroid is same, and for K2, 5 plus 5 by 2, 7 plus 7 by 2, and these are our updated centroids. Using these values 2.125, 2.75, 57 for calculating Euclidean distance for data point 5. So calculating Euclidean distance of data point 5 with respect to K1 and K2. Finding the Euclidean distance, with respect to K1 2.63, Euclidean distance of data point 5 with respect to K2 is 2.5. So 2.5 is less than 2.63. It means this point 3.5 and 50 is close to centroid of cluster 2. So we will assign this data set to the cluster 2 K2. Then further updating our cluster, as we have assigned it to the cluster 2, we will update only cluster 2 centroid by taking the arithmetic mean of 3.5 plus 5 by 2 plus 5 7 by 2, and using these updated cluster centroids we will try to find out the Euclidean distance of next data point 6 with respect to K1 and K2. These are updated values of K1 and K2. Again finding the, okay, sorry, over here it should be 6 K1 and 6 K2. So finding the Euclidean distance, we come to know that K2 is smaller than K1. So again we will assign data point 6 to K2 cluster. Again, as we have assigned data point 6 to K2, we have to update its centroid. So 4.25 plus 4.5 divided by 2, 6 plus 5 divided by 2, whatever values we are having, we will use it to find out the data point 7, where it lies, whether cluster 1 or cluster 2. Again over here it should be D7K1 and D7K2. We will find out the Euclidean distance, and we come to know that 1.32 is less than 2.22. This means data point 7 is lying close to centroid of the cluster 2. So we will assign this to the cluster 2. So if we observe now, for all the serial number 7s, which are the whatever the entry points we had given, we have given certain assignments based on its Euclidean distance with respect to K1 and K2. First three are lying in K1, and remaining entries are assigned with K4. In short, what we did, whatever 7 entries we had given, we have clustered them based on their Euclidean distance in two clusters, K1 and K2. In first cluster we are having these 3 entries, and in second cluster we are having these four entries. So this kind of analysis we can do for many purposes and many applications. Hope this k-mean clustering is well understood by you. Thank you.